Today we're going to be opening a booster box of Fabled, the newest set in the Disney Lorcana TCG, featuring some amazing new characters which I hope to pull from the Goofy movie, but it is also the first set in the Disney Lorcana TCG that we are going to see reprints. Yes, reprints and new artworks of older cards reprinted into the game, and they're actually having rotation also. Well, we'll talk about that later in the video. They're also introducing two new rarities. There's going to be the Iconic, which is going to be the top new rarity, even above Enchanted, which is pretty crazy. And then we also have the Epic rarity, which is a step above Legendary, but not quite as rare as Enchanted. We're also going to be giving away everything in today's video, so all you got to do to enter the giveaway is make sure you are subscribed to the channel, hit that like button, turn the bells on for notifications, but most importantly, leave a comment down below in the comment section and let me know what you think about the new rarities, the Iconic and the Epic artworks. So let's dive right in and see what the pull rates are like, and also how the quality control looks on the newest set, Fabled. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right into this booster box. And actually, before we get open with this, down here, you guys are going to see all the rarities that are possible, starting with Common over here and Iconic all the way over here. Now, Iconic is going to be signified by this new octagon rainbow symbol here, and the new Epic symbol is kind of like a rainbow fan or like a hand fan. So those are the two new rarity symbols we're going to be looking for. We're also going to see what the pull rates look like. Oh, we're also back to no pull tab on these. We're also going to see what the pull rates are like across the other rarity as well. But let's go ahead and take a look at the pack arts here. We got the Steamboat Mickey. That looks so cool. We got the characters from the Goofy movie. We got Powerline, Goofy, and Max. We got Cruella DeVille. Oh, man, these packs look amazing. Super cool artwork. I think those are the only three artworks we have, but look at that. They look fantastic. All right, folks, so let's go ahead and dive right in. And in past openings from the other rarities, typically from super rare and above, super rares were usually typically about anywhere from 11 to 14 on super rare. Legendaries, we should get around 3 or 4 in a booster box. Now, Epic and Iconic, we just don't know yet. And obviously, Enchanteds were not in every single box. But you can see a lot of these cards are already a reprint cards. But here's a new one. We got Max Goof from the Goofy movie, and already starting off with a legendary, the Maleficent Dragon. And man, they made the new legendary icon like way better on this, so it stands out way more on these cards. Maybe that's to signify that it's a reprint from this set. And we got an Epic, no way, in our first booster pack. Are you kidding me right now? We got the Goofy Set 4 Adventure. That is so freaking cool. Whoa, so our first pack, we already hit an Epic. Now, if it's saying it's going to be slightly more rare than Legendary, I'm assuming that means we're probably going to get 1 to 2 per box if it's slightly above that. But I don't think there's any guarantee on that. It's going to take some time with some more data. Obviously, a lot of box openings and a lot of tournaments and things like that to kind of see what all the pull rates are going to look like with that. But I love all of these cards being reprinted into the game. We got Lawrence, we got Anna, Dinner Bell, and a Dumbo Cold Foil. Now, Cold Foils, you guys, see how they look slightly different than the other card? You kind of have this dull, cold rolled foil, what they call in Disney Lorcana, but these look pretty cool. But they did darken them down a lot compared to the last couple sets. I feel like these got very dim, but we'll see if the other colored cards look the same as this too. Now, as far as card quality goes, I did look at the back of that Epic, and you see kind of how it's a little wet or something on there. I don't know what that's all about. Legendary, I didn't see any issues, but it was only on this Epic card, and I don't know if that's because of any kind of the foiling stuff or just something extra on the printer. But we're going to keep an eye on that as we open more of this box, and if I see anything, I'll try to point it out kind of in between packs here to see if we have any issues with any other cards. Now, what I was talking about before with the rotation, the first 4 sets of Disney Lorcana are no longer going to be standard legal. Now, the cards, if they are reprinted in this set, you can use the older versions. Then, oh my God, another legendary. We got the Circle of Life, followed by a Daisy Duck. So yeah, the cold foils in this set definitely seem to be much dimmer than the last couple, but I think these look pretty cool. Very like mirror, very sleek. I do like the way these look. All right, so man, I mean, like I said, legendaries, we should be getting about 4 in a box. But whew, I'm jumping around here on my thoughts because these cards, the pull rate already is pretty crazy for us. But yes, rotation, you won't be able to use the first 4 sets. First chapter, Rise of the Floodborn, Inklands, and I think Ursula's Return, if I'm not mistaken, or the 4 sets that are going to rotate out this weekend. So that starts this week. We got Nala, we got Mulan, super rare, very nice. And another iconic, we got the Elsa. There goes Powerline, our puzzle card there. But dude, already another iconic? Are you kidding me right now? What a box to start it off. All right, so far the pull rates are out of control. 2 iconics and 2 legendaries. I don't know what to think. Let me know if you guys are going to be opening any of this stuff over the weekend, if you've played in any events. I know a lot of stores are doing release events this weekend. This is insane so far. Those cards look so good. They look so good. We got Jafar, the Queen, and a foil Pongo. Now, what I could honestly compare these to, if I really had to compare these to anything, remember kind of the collection boxes that they sold at Disney, where you were able to get like some premium collection box style cards? They look very similar to those like full art cards that you were getting in those items. I feel like that's what the foiling and the texture and the way those kind of work. It is very similar to those collection boxes. So I like what they went and the direction they went with those. It's good, very good artwork, but not quite as crazy as Enchanted, if that makes sense. We got Genie in a foil Sudden Chill. Now, I will admit, it has been quite some time before I had shuffled up and played pretty consistently with Lorcana, and that was because they kind of did away with the online client, so it was harder for me to play test in my area and just travel and make it to events. But I do love playing Disney Lorcana, the game. I do think it's one of the most balanced games out there, and it's also very easy to learn. So if you guys are on the fence about learning the game, learn it. It's super easy and just so much fun. We got John Silver. We got Leo. Look at Stitch just chilling in the back, hanging on by a thread. And we got a Louisa. I honestly think the way they made this game mechanically, it's probably got one of the best mulligan rules, meaning if you don't like your starting hand, you can kind of change it up a little bit. You can do that once per game. I think that they have the best mulligan rule, and I also think that this card game has probably one of the best resource systems out of any TCG that's out there. It's just so amazing, and it forces you to be very smart when you're building your deck. We have Bruno Madrigal, super rare. Another legendary. We got Hades, and I'm super happy that we got the new legendaries with kind of that matte black with a glossy finish to kind of make them pop out a little bit here. Anything else behind that? We just got an Anna. But in the first set, Hades is from the first chapter, and this is a first chapter reprint, as well as Maleficent from chapter 1. So 2 chapter 1 reprints here. Super solid cards. And then Hades is definitely picking up a lot of popularity in just play decks lately. Speaking of formats, they are also going to be creating a new format. I think it's going to be called Infinity, the Infinity format, meaning basically you can use cards from any set. So that is not going to be the standard format. Standard format is including the rotated cards out. You have to stay within the new legal format. And then Infinity is going to be basically all of the cards that have been printed, all legal cards that have not been banned or errated or anything like that. We have Heart of Tefiti, we have Minnie Mouse, and a standout. And even though the set is majority reprints, there are some pretty good cards. The Powerline card in this set is pretty darn good. It's a big singer, and it just has a crazy ability. If it ever has a chance to use its ability, it's just crazy. Such a good card. We got Cinderella Medallion Weights. I do want to see some of the other epic artworks, and it would be crazy if we can pull an iconic. We got Moana. We got a Belle super rare. Oh my goodness! No freaking way! We get a freaking Lilo. What is this rarity though? Because it is similar to this. I think this is Enchanted, but if you can see here, it's very tough to see. We get an Enchanted Lilo. No way. It's very different than the old Enchanted label. Let me grab another Enchanted label here in a second to show you, but the artwork on this looks crazy. An Enchanted and 2 iconics in our first box. What a start we are having here so far. And just so I can kind of show you guys and girls the difference here, this little symbol right here, you see that rainbow kind of hexagon right there? That one, not this one. This is signifying the promo, but that one down there is the old Enchanted symbol. And this is the new Enchanted symbol. I guess they're experimenting with some new like foiling on their labels because they all look completely different. They don't look like the rainbow texture that we normally see. They're very dull. This time they are very vibrant and very stand out. But dude, the Lilo Enchanted is sick. All right, dude, this box is absolutely cracked. This is so crazy so far. There is no way. Now, we've gotten 2 iconics and enchanted, or two epics and an enchanted. If somehow we get an iconic in this box, I'm going to lose my mind. We got Curse Merfolk. We got, oh, Eye to Eye. That is so cool. It makes me think of the song from the Goofy movie. And then a foil Dolores. So far, we only have like 4 super rares, so we're still way behind on our normal pro rate for these super rares. But who cares? We're crushing on, and we've also pulled great legendaries too. I'm assuming though, you're probably going to see 1 or 2, and this is just an assumption, you're probably going to see 1 or 2 epics per booster box, but enchanteds, I don't believe should be guaranteed per box unless something has changed. We got Family Fishing Pole, Shere Khan, and a Foil Lantern. I love playing this card in aggro. So once we see some more people open boxes, I'm sure we'll be able to tell if the iconics or enchanteds or anything like that have changed. But in the past, enchanteds were roughly 1 out of every like 75 to 100 packs. So anywhere from 3 to 4 booster boxes was kind of the pull rate on enchanted. So 1 out of our first box is pretty sick. And honestly, the Lilo is probably one of the best ones you can pull. We got a Genie and a Tiana. I say that and we pull a double super rare pack there. So we are up to 6 now on the super rares, and I don't keep a count on the regular rares because you're basically, if you don't get any of the top rarities, you're just going to get those in those slots anyway. So the bottom tier you can get from those back 2 slots is a rare. So that's why we keep track of the super rares, legendaries, and above, because they're the ones that are going to be kind of more or like harder to get in these booster boxes. We got Belle. We got One Last Hope. That's a fun card to play too. We got Lilo. So that's our second copy of Lilo actually, and then we got the foil One Last Hope. All right, and again, I am starting to see kind of print lines on the foil. So this is about the 2nd or 3rd foil I'm starting to see print lines with, and we didn't really have that problem in past sets from what I experienced opening up booster packs from older sets. I did not open a whole lot of Reign of Jafar. That is the one set that I have not opened a lot of. So if you have opened that and you guys have seen print line issues in that, please let me know. But that was the one set I didn't really open too much for. I just bought some singles that I wanted from the set. We got Shenzi, Ursula super rare, and a Rapunzel. All right, so far this is turning out to be quite unexpected. I did not think that this was going to be this insane. Seeing just a ton of reprints, I was kind of underwhelmed, I'm not gonna lie. But after seeing some of the legendaries and the way they reprinted the legendaries, especially like Hades, super good to see that. We got Rafiki, Cusco, Notachi, and we got it Improvise. Yeah, I was definitely underwhelmed. I was a little let down that they decided to do rotation so early. I wish they would have probably waited another year. Definitely a lot of the card market has changed significantly. One of the cards that I was sad to see go that didn't get a reprint was Rapunzel, legendary from the first set. I think that card was absolutely stellar for Amber, and I love playing that color as well. So it was a big loss for me in the way I play. We got Lantern and a Roxanne. But overall, rotation is always pretty healthy for any card game. Makes it so that like certain things aren't super oppressive and things of that nature. So I do think that they are going in the right direction, doing some kind of rotation. But the fact that they did a lot of different reprints also is really good. So it gives them a chance to see if there's any problem cards in the future that might have gone under the radar for kind of crazy combos that they can kind of filter out of the game without having to really errata or ban anything. We got Ariel. We got Alice, Growing Girl, and a Hercules. All right, so that brings us up actually to 10 of the super rares already. And actually, I was incorrect. We have 6 packs left now. We had 9 packs left. We're going to go through these a little bit faster, get to the back here, since we've already seen pretty much all of the other cards that we have. We got Grandpappy. We got another Mulan and a Goofy. So the regular version of the Epic that was posted right here. So this is the epic version and this is the regular version of this card. So they're not changing up the artwork at all, just kind of giving you a little bit of extra in that text box, which I think is just a perfect touch. Kind of, I guess this can be compared to Pokemon, where you have a regular version and then a full art version maybe, except the artworks are similar. So I don't know, actually maybe that's not a great decision. Maybe that's not a great comparison. But I do like that they're trying something a little different here with the new rarities. It was a little different opening up Lorcana than a lot of other card games, because basically you just needed this stuff for the decks. There wasn't a whole lot of people out there really trying to max rarity stuff like Pokemon, so it's a little different in the terms of the type of card game. Look at Hey Hey. Oh my god, all the Hey Hey cards are fantastic. We got Winnie the Pooh. We got another legendary. We got the Max Goofs. That is our 4th legendary of the box, and a foil Ariel. All right, yeah, so far, guys, box number 1. This is, I think Ravensburger did a fantastic job with this set. Now, one thing I did hear too, I heard that there are some shortages of this set potentially, so I don't know if that is necessarily true. I've kind of been out of the loop when it comes to things like that. So let me know if you guys own stores or if you play a lot of places that are saying they're having trouble acquiring this product. We gotta look at this family and a foil legendary Scar. That artwork looks so good. I love the way these look with the cold foil legendaries, man. These pop really nice. All right, we are down to our last 3 packs. Oh man, imagine if we get an iconic. Now, iconics are only going to be 2 per. So you're only gonna have a chance to pull 2 different iconics every single set. So this one was Mickey and Minnie, I believe. So either one would be insane, but it's super cool that the just really top tier rarity. And the fact that there's only 2 of them though, I think will prevent them from being crazy expensive on the secondary market. We got the Bell foil. Because you make more than, if you put a bunch of them in that same rarity and they're just hard to pull already as it is, and then there's, 18 like there are enchanted, there's usually 18 or more enchanted cards, I believe, in these sets. If you put that many, it can make some specific ones very, very expensive. So I think it was a very smart idea. It can kind of keep those cards from getting too out of control. I think the pull rates are still very hard on them, don't get me wrong. So you're still going to see a pretty hefty price tag, especially the first couple of weeks. We have Goofy, we have a Maui whale, and a Moana. All right, folks, last pack. Either way, what happens here? What a great box opening. Hope you all have a fantastic opening weekend for Fabled. And hopefully guys and girls are able to play in some events, maybe some new draft or limited events or some sealed deck building events. And I hope you guys and girls have a fantastic time getting into the card game. But what a great look at Fabled, and my hat off, seriously. You guys did a fantastic job, Ravensburger and Disney, with this set. But let's see what we get here. We get Robin Hood. We got Mickey Mouse. Oh, and just a foil Elsa. All right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed a first look at Fabled booster box. What a crazy box we got. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video or the next live.